Welcome to Garden Riding, folks. It's been a long time since I've actually recorded anything, and well, even longer since I posted anything worth a shit. Mostly just nights of goofing around the misfit family. But that being said, it's a new year. I'm going to talk a little bit about 2016 and about what I think about 2017. Gotta love all the noise that exhaust makes. Alright, which way you going, sweetheart? Ooh, hey, my brights are on and I didn't even realize it. I think I'll go straight across. Pull in. If you're gonna do it quick. Woo! That's fun. You know, maybe I should skip going by the police department while I'm driving like a jackass. Let's do this. There we go. This will avoid that little debacle that could happen. So, 2016. I know there's been a bunch of weeping and gnashing of teeth in the media, and boy, it's been delicious. Because if there's one thing that happened this year, it's that the regressive lefties in this country, and pretty much worldwide, across the first world at least, have started to lose their grip on control. And their tears at the end of 2016 were absolutely delicious. I cannot remember the last time that I saw so many people that I disagree so heavily with suddenly cry and cry and cry in public. Oh, it's been yummy. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm no big supporter of, well, the extremes on the other side. Hey, there's a little bit of air. But nevertheless, I am one for a good trolling and shit lording, and by God, this was the year for it. And it did not disappoint. So the only people whining about how bad this year was were, well, all the ones that got so angry that gave me a laugh. So frankly, while personally 2016 had a few things that didn't work out for me quite the way I was hoping they would, I still had a blast with the end of it. Oh shit, I forgot this is a dead end here. Personal stuff that didn't work out, The unfortunate fact is that the big disappointment to me was a change that work had on me. Now, don't get me wrong, what I'm about to talk about, well, you could think I've got first world problems. And you know what? I would agree with you, absolutely. Because the job I'm at right now, there was for a while a time where I was working and I could work from anywhere in the world that I wanted to. They did not care where I was. And well, unfortunately, that changed. And it left me with a bit of a problem. You see, what I was going to do with being able to work wherever I was I was about to skip getting another apartment, buy myself a toy hauler, throw all 3 bikes inside of it, sell the VW, get a truck. Maybe I was going to leave the VW somewhere, not sure. It's nice to have a paid-off vehicle, let me tell you. So I was going to go ahead and get a toy hauler that was going to, be set up as a mobile office, and of course when you're moving it works as a garage for whatever you're carrying. Always good when you see people in their vehicles just kind of saying, "Rev it, bro, go!" So the plan was to do that and just move from national park to national park for a year or two. Just live completely on the road, work wherever I wanted. Say work during the day and in the evenings go hiking in some beautiful place. And yeah, I was asking a lot in being able to do that. Most people will rarely have a job that allows them to do that in their lifetime. It was the chance of a lifetime, and I thought it was going to be amazing. But Through a bunch of changes that have occurred where I've been working over the past couple of years, I found myself locked out of that option, which was really disappointing. I mean, it really cut into me because that was a big goal that I had set a few years back, and suddenly I was about to achieve it, and I wasn't going to have to quit working to do it or find some shitty contract labor. I was going to have a steady employment and still be able to live wherever I wanted. So I was a little disappointed. That being said, as much as I hate Dallas, and Texas, for the most part, I'm not tremendously fond of, largely because of the weather. Don't get me wrong. There's certain aspects of it that are pretty cool, but the weather sucks. Instead of being stuck in Dallas, at least, they've decided that I'm moving to Austin. So, that's going to be cool. I'll be down there with a few of the vloggers that are down that way, which means I got to leave Jakey the Garden Snakey behind. But, of course, the organization I'm a member of, that I ride with, the Family of Misfits, or Misfit Family, I guess we've renamed it to at this point, they're all up here, and, well, there's none of them down there. So apparently I'm going to be the president of a new branch down there, is part of what I found out as well in 2016. What else happened then? Oh, of course, I moved from having one bike to now having three. And my God, am I having fun with all I've got. I got my first Rocket 3. I got my first dirt bike. It's been cool. It's been great getting a hold of that shit. Plus, I started this channel, which, you know, so far I haven't done much with it, but in the new year that's going to change. On another personal note, I decided that I'm going to really push my physical condition. Right now I'm not in bad shape, and I've never let myself get in truly bad shape, but I'm just not quite where I think I could be. Over the next few months I'm going to be pushing for weightlifting and for jogging and for a bunch of other stuff to try and improve my fitness. And what in the hell is up with this light? Oh, it better not leave me trapped. Fucking really? Wow, the light just completely fucking skipped me because it couldn't detect a 300-pound motorcycle. Well then, we'll just do this the fun way. Met a bunch of new friends in 2016 as well, because thanks to some of the changes I had been making in my life from about 2014 on, had caused me to start thinking about that kind of stuff. And it's been fun meeting a lot of new people. I had not been this social previously. Like, I had always been able to talk to people just fine, but I had never really made an issue to get out there and meet folks. So spending a couple of years doing that has been kind of cool. And I think when I moved down to Austin, it's actually going to make things a lot of fun, especially since I plan to try and get an apartment or condo near 6th Street, near all the partying and shit. Because since I've never been this social before, yeah, okay, I'm not exactly a 19-year-old kid, so most people wouldn't think, oh, now that I'm a grown-up adult, let's go party for a while. But that is actually on my list of plans, and it's going to be a lot of fun. That was that tail end slipping out a little bit on the brick. That brings me to 2017. Later this month, the God Emperor ascends his throne. Yes, we're going to watch as Trump, the idiot that he is, takes over the country. And my God, it's going to be fun to watch the tears start up all over again. I cannot wait. And for me personally, what's coming? Of course, a bunch of my time is going to be devoted to getting ready for this move to Austin. I'm planning to thin out a bit more on the shit I own just to make it simpler and make there less bullshit to deal with. On top of that, there's working on this channel. There's a lot I need to do to get better at what I'm doing right now with it. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking to improve my writing. I'm looking to improve the way I film things. I'm looking to way to improve how I edit things. Because despite having done probably 15 to 20 years of video on and off, not continuously, but definitely staying abreast of what's out there, I'm thinking about my skills. Despite all that, there are always things I can do to learn more. And really, most of the learning is just going to come from practice. And that's what I'm really looking forward to. Obviously, I'm also going to be working on starting up an actual group down in Austin for writing. So, if you happen to live in that area and you're interested in hanging with a group that, well, once I get done building it up, be pretty fucking awesome, you definitely need to look at joining me. Just message me here on the channel, or hell, if you happen to see me out and about, believe me, you'll be able to recognize the bikes. Flag me down. Let's grab a drink. Let's talk. Let's hang. And I'm definitely looking forward to meeting new people in Austin. I mean, obviously I'm going to have to if I want to build up a considerable organization for people to hang out with. You know, you need enough people that at least some folks will be riding any given day of the week. Because that's really what I'm wanting to do, is focus on the riding community there. I'm also wanting to build up my programming skills for work even more, and what's fun is a lot of the projects they're going to have me on are going to force me to do that. So I'm pretty excited about that. Curran, yes, it is actually named that. The Sprint ST1050 that I love so much is still spending the winter having work done on it. As a matter of fact, this month it's going to go in for suspension work. I'm looking at a couple places in Dallas and getting ready to get that done. Once suspension is done, I'm going to start on all the engine work, which there's a lot that I want to do. So we'll see how that goes and how fast it all can happen. That was me almost getting my ass popped by the cops. Let me go ahead and stay away from that one. Let's drive nice and quiet for a moment and make sure that he can't find me too easily. Of course, the process of meeting people means I'm going to have to work a lot more on being friendly with all the folks that I run into. Don't get me wrong, it's not that I'm just like an ass to all the people I meet, but I'm working on that. Especially when you're on a bike, there's plenty of opportunities to do it. You're more accessible than drivers in cars are. I mean, everybody's in their environmentally controlled little chambers with their windows rolled up most of the time. So it's really hard to actually talk to them and have them hear you. But when you're out on a bike, man, even if you're wearing a helmet, people still are going to make it clear that they can see you and they want to say hi. And this weather today, my God, this weather. This is the one good thing you get in Texas. A lot of the times the weather is shit, but then you get like surprise awesome days in the middle of winter. But by spring, I want to have Gurin nice and done. It's going to have all new externals, a lot of new internals. It's not due for a full rebuild on the engine yet, but that'll be probably coming in about 20 or 30,000 miles. It's got about 40 or 50 on it at this point. I've forgotten exactly how much. And the Rocket, my God, I've already put 3,000 miles on that bike. I have driven it so hard, I'm really surprised. As for this thing, I haven't even looked at the mileage that I put onto it yet. I guess I should keep track of that so I can know when to change the oil. Oh shit. Looks like somebody lost a mailbox to New Year's Eve. Also, I have been meaning to kind of put out the call to anybody in Dallas or eventually in Austin that wants to work with me on the channel. Because frankly, well, I know how to operate a camera pretty well, but it's obviously pretty hard for me to operate one while I'm riding a motorcycle. Particularly if I'm wanting, shots that aren't on the bike. I'd like to get shots of my actual riding, particularly when I'm doing this stupid hooning around town, throwing the tail out through turns and shit like that. Yeah, I know. Vanity. But I got news for you. Nobody comes to this channel just to hear me talk, I'll bet. Some of them want to see me ride like a jackass. From what I've seen, everybody loves to watch that shit. Hooligan antics are a lot more fun when you can actually see the bike doing it. And well, there's only so much of that I can do from on the actual bike, Let's see other things for 2017. I predict more beef among the motovlogging community. No, not necessarily among members who have had it happen between them yet. But guys, once a community hits a certain size, you're going to start having that shit happen. Get used to it and figure out how to enjoy it from the sidelines. I don't know about you guys, but I just really like popcorn. Oh, there's paintball down that way. I never knew that. I don't think I've ever actually driven much down this road before. My luck, I'll run out of gas out here or something stupid like that. Oh well, I've got a reserve for a reason. Oh yeah, another thing I've been looking for lately, and it's really frustrating trying to figure out, is how the hell am I supposed to make a removable mount for a GoPro to go onto a Shoei RF1200? And I'm not talking about, we've made the sticky part really thin or anything like that. I'm talking I don't want to adhere something to it that'll fuck up the aerodynamics. Because when I go to track days, I want to be able to take the damn helmet off. And right now I can't exactly do that. It's really frustrating, really obnoxious. Like there's a lot of tutorials to stick something to the front of the helmet, make it small, low profile, etc. But that's still going to cause a little bit of drag on the thing that I don't want. if I'm using the helmet, I'm going to be doing, 150, 160 at the track with it. Yeah, I know, I could just get a dedicated track helmet, but fuck that. I'm already having to spend, I think between that helmet and the bichromatic windshield that I decided to get for it, it wound up costing me almost $600. I ain't paying that twice. If there's one thing I'd love to see here in Texas that I keep pushing for, too, it's lane splitting, man. I mean, what the hell? I know most of the people that are actually, from what I've heard, actually what happens, I was talking with a couple of the guys down in Austin who don't ride, but they've definitely, heard whenever the attempt has gone through the legislature to get lane splitting. And every time you have two groups that actually can, like most people don't give two flying fucks, they're not even aware that a vote's happening. They don't even know what lane splitting is. I mean, until you explain it to them, they immediately, those really dangerous guys. And it's like, that's your perception, but it's actually not dangerous. Not when done properly, not when done, legally. That being said, every time it comes up as an issue, apparently what happens is you get two groups that actually care vocally and everybody else doesn't give a fuck. One is, of course, the bikers saying, please give us this, we're tired of being stuck in Texas weather and Texas traffic. The other group, and I swear I'm not even making this up, is people that are jealous because they don't ride and they think it's not fair. Not even making this up. Like, that's their whole strategy to defeat it, is we're jealous, it's not fair, we'd open our doors into them and try to kill them. And to each of those motherfuckers, I have two things to say. One, fuck you. Two, that's attempted second-degree murder, or at the very least, manslaughter. So, you can fuck yourself, and I hope if you ever do that shit, that you find yourself with criminal charges, because you deserve it. Oh, hey, that's an interesting looking trail there. I'll have to try it sometime. When it's not fucking muddy, and I'm not sporting a rear tire that I've destroyed. Wow, I didn't know any of this is out here. I mean, granted, it's master planned and boring looking as every other master planned place in the U.S. It's honestly, these master planned subdivisions, especially all over Dallas area, man, I never know where the fuck I am when I'm in one. Like, I have legitimately gotten lost and had to pull out the GPS to leave a friend's house because it all looks the same, so I couldn't figure out which fucking direction I was going. It's awful. I love old neighborhoods where, like, each house is different, and so each one can serve as its own landmark without even having a bunch of other shit around. Now, there's one thing I want to make sure of on my show. It's that I want to be sure that, well, I'm not trying to pander. Like, I know there's a lot of people who get into motovlogging and then they eventually decide to make it their full-time job, and then they go so far into trying to pander to little aspects of things that their audience really, really seemed to like, that becomes all they do, and then you start getting people going, man, whatever happened to the reason I listened or I watched your channel? Like, they really find that really, really quick. And I don't want to be one of those guys, I never want to find myself in a situation where I'm so worried about doing what other people like that I forget about just being a jackass and doing things the way I want to do it. I don't want to, disappear up my own ass with my self-importance and my desire to make sure to court those sweet, sweet advertising revenues. Because really, I mean, this fucking around and everything that I do so far on bikes, obviously with how few subscribers I have, it doesn't even matter. But even if I had, several 100,000 subscribers, I wouldn't want to allow myself to become a slave to that. Because that just takes the fun and the spirit out of the channel, It becomes more of an exercise in marketing than enjoying yourself and letting people share in it. And really, that's what my intention is to be a jackass, to have fun doing it, and to have folks join in. I mean, it's an opportunity to hop up in the treehouse with me and my friends, Just get up there with us and have fun with our brand of stupidity. I mean, there's people that, for whatever reason, can't ride, or people who feel like they can't ride. That's a lot of the cases. And to everyone who's ever considered riding and watches me just because, well, I can't ride, so I'm going to watch somebody else do it. Don't do that. Don't tell yourself that. Get the fuck out there and do it. Even if you just get a Grom and fuck around on the weekends. You know what? I might make fun of people who barely put miles on their bike, but at least unlike the rest of you, they're putting miles on a bike, right? But I mean, if you've ever considered it, every time I hear anyone say they've considered it, I tell them, fucking do it. Don't let anything in your life stop you. So, I'm going to make that my other thing I'm going to do for 2017. I'm going to push to convince as many people as I can to start riding if they've never ridden before. And on top of that, I want to encourage anybody who's gotten out to get back in if they have any possibility to do so. Because when it comes right down to it, Learning to ride a motorcycle is one of the best things that I ever learned to do in my entire life. Yeah, I might learn a couple of slightly cooler things, like I won't learn how to fly helicopters and I won't learn how to fly airplanes as well. That'll be awesome. That will be even beyond motorcycling in how kind of amazing it is, I'm sure. But at the same time, well, you know, it's not something I can do on a daily basis the same way. So motorcycling will probably remain one of the coolest things I know how to do. Simply for the idiocy of getting away with it. Just the feel of riding is so different from being in a car. I mean, everything about it's just super cool. Being part of the wind and being an idiot. Nothing quite like it. You can smell nature around you. People want to wave to you. People want to interact with you because they see you out there in nature. And funny enough, a lot of people feel like you have to have an expensive sport bike or cruiser to actually get out there and do it, but right now I am on a $2,200 piece of shit that I've got a lot of work I'm going to do on it out of my choice, but honestly, if I wanted, I could just keep doing the maintenance on it and keep driving it. It wouldn't take much more to continue to be fun. In fact, that's part of the fun. Using a crappy bike like this, you're not afraid of breaking it. You're willing to just get out there and be a jackass because you don't care. And that's my point. You can get into this for pretty damn cheap. Yeah, okay, this bike's a bit on the nerdy side. I mean, there's a sporty appeal to my Sprint. There's the cruiser appeal to my Rocket. But you don't get to lock up the tail and be idiots on either of them. You don't get to go playing in the dirt. Yeah, this thing's the slowest of the three, but I actually tend to have the most fun when I'm out on this bike. And as they always say, fast bike slow, slow bike fast. This is a slow bike that I can drive fast. So all in all, man, I'm actually looking forward to 2017. Yeah, I'm not going to get to take the grand adventure that I was hoping to spend for the next year or two, but I think Austin's going to be a fun change of pace. I've been 20 years in Dallas. I'm ready to get the hell out of this town. There's worse places I could move to. I'm probably going to buy my first place to ever live in. Holy shit! And on top of that, I'm going to be recruiting riders. I'm going to be building an organization for them to be in. And I'm just going to be having a hell of a lot of fun building a place for people to come watch jackassery and have some laughs with me. That was more than I should have done. Alright, so I found the limit on that. I was about to just let go of the bike. I'm going to call that a day, folks. Thanks for watching, and I'm looking forward to sharing 2017 with you guys. Catch you next time.